Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. It's the last Wednesday in May, but it's the first Wednesday in 2024 of May 29th that involves material issues. And this is episode number 156. You're looking at a view of the Cavern Club where David Bash will be live tonight, right here on Material Issues. But first, let me introduce the Vic Davalio of Material Issues, the super sub, the Joan Rivers to our Johnny Carson, author, musician, Renaissance Faire attendee, Mr. John Borack. John, how you doing tonight?
I am doing great, Mark. Thank you for that very strange introduction. Wonder how many of our viewers even know who Vic Davalio is. I met him once, by the way. I
Oh,
met
you
Vic
did
once.
see. I have to say something about that because we did have a comment from Steve Podichin, who said Vic Davalio, nice mid '60s Indians reference, because Davalio
Yeah.
played 63 to 68 with the Indians. But if you go online and look up his stats, everywhere they've already changed 1963 to 1968 as the Guardians.
Oh,
So history means nothing. So
wow.
technically, he never played for the Indians.
It seemed like the Indians to me, they had the Chief Wahoo on the cap and the
Yep,
whole deal when he was there. But no, I met him in 1978 when he was playing for the Dodgers. He
yep,
was a
yep,
pinch hitter
yep.
extraordinaire. It was at some preseason function, and he was very drunk. Vic was very drunk that day. So he won't remember meeting me. Well, he wouldn't remember meeting me even if he was sober, but he really wouldn't remember meeting me because he was about 5 sheets to the wind.
Uh,
And as
and
far as
he also passed away in last December, so he would definitely not remember you anymore.
he wouldn't remember much. Yeah.
But
R.I.P. Vic. Anyway, thank you for that. As far as the Joan Rivers reference, I think I'd rather be the Don Rickles as opposed to the Joan Rivers. You, you hockey
hey,
buck.
it just I love Don Rickles. There's nothing like the classics, classic comedians and performers, entertainers from the '50s and '60s. That's my
Yeah.
era that I love. And
Oh, the old Dean Martin roasts. He
uh,
was hilarious.
you
Look
know,
those up
I
on YouTube. Yeah.
I got a great book about it's kind of it's a whole Dean Martin variety show that he had, and all the behind the scenes information. He never rehearsed. That's why that show he was always laughing and cracking up and missing lyrics and goofing off. They had a stand-in who would rehearse with the guests all week long and rehearse
Wow.
everything, and he would show up, and he wouldn't even he just like I'm just gonna do it, and that's why that show was so great because he was just such a cut up.
So many of those guys could just ad lib. Jackie Gleason, when he did
Just
the
do it.
Honeymooners,
Yep.
never liked to rehearse either. He
Yep.
would come in cold some days and just do a lot of the stuff, and he'd be doing it for the first time, or he'd be making stuff up if he forgot the lines.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not easy to do, number one, and do it consistently. But just being that confident and comfortable in your skin,
Yeah.
those guys all had it,
Well, we're both doing that right now on material issues.
pretty
So
much. Yeah, well,
yeah.
somebody's got to carry on the flame. But no, it was as everybody knows, I wasn't here last week. I was out in Southern California and did have the wonderful opportunity to hang out for dinner at Tam O'Shanter with yourself and Mr. David Bash and his lovely wife Rena. That was a wonderful get together at that place.
Yes, very, very. The food was wonderful. The company was even better. It was great to
Yeah,
meet both of your lovely daughters and hang out with you for a while. And of course, David and Rena. It was a lot of fun. Hello,
evening,
Tim.
Tim. How you doing, Tim? Yeah, it was fantastic. We were in LA for the LA area for 7 days. We did Disneyland and Disney Adventure, and then we just kind of hit all over everywhere, from Malibu to Venice to Santa Monica to the Hollywood Hills to Rodeo Drive to Beverly, everything. We did it all. And I got to say, for me, the Magic Castle was the highlight of the whole week. That was
Uh,
incredible.
I,
That was
I've never been. Never been.
you have to know somebody and you have to get a sponsorship. You have to get somebody who gets you a pass in there, so you can't just go. And we got lucky. Hannah found somebody online who was actually the floor manager there
Oh,
and gave us passes. It's not inexpensive, I can tell you that, but suits and ties are required for gentlemen. No sneakers. If you don't have dress shoes on, you're asked you're not let in. And there were even members who pay a big fee yearly to be members who were not let in that night because they didn't have proper dress shoes on.
Wow.
Most people had tuxedos on. It was very old school. You weren't allowed to take a cell phone out for any reason. If you took a cell phone out, you were asked to leave. So no cell phones. Nobody was doing this, and
Well, that's sort of refreshing, isn't it?
it's wonderful. I just felt, and it's in the big castle, and every little room had magicians doing close-up magic that you just sat around tables and they interacted with you. And then they had a larger room for the main headliner for the night, who was on America's Got Talent in the UK or something, and won. And he was really good, really good. So we had a fantastic time there. Dinner was excellent. They were a wonderful restaurant. It was really great. So
I had never been to Tam O'Shanter before. I had heard a lot about it, and the food was top notch. It was delicious for sure.
Well, as you know, that was another Disney, because my daughter works for Disney World. That's another Disney connection, because that was Walt Disney's favorite place. He ate there almost daily, and that corner table that we sat next to actually was his table, and it's got some of his animators that scratched animation into the wood that's still there today. So
wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. Hannah and Leah got pictures there before you guys showed up. They were, selfieing in front of that table. But it was great. It was a really good trip.
Well, it must have been nice for you to not only be in California, but to spend that much time with your daughters. That's the icing on the cake, right?
I have, over the last 18 years post-divorce, I've had moments, where we have some weekends or whatever, but I've never been able to take them anywhere for a week. So this is really the first time, and probably the last time, as they're getting older now and there's boyfriends involved, and sooner than later it won't be just the three of us. And then it kind of okay.
I didn't know you had a boyfriend. When did this happen?
Well, about a week ago. About
a week and a half ago. Yeah, you met him in L.A.
Yeah, met him in L.A.
His name was Serge, and he worked at the Tam O'Shanter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Serge was such a perfect name for him too. I don't know.
Serge with a U, not an E.
But it was
anyway.
But we did talk about at the top of the show. David Bash is actually in Liverpool, England, at the Cavern Club, running the 20th year of International Pop Overthrow Liverpool. Cavern Club and Cavern Pub. And hopefully he will be able to check in with us live tonight. We did talk to him pre-show. Connection seemed fairly good. So at any time during this live broadcast, David may pop up live from the Cavern. He may take us on a tour. He may show us some musicians playing. He may talk to some backstage. There is the famous wall that I did run into head first with food poisoning. He may show that. I think they're going to put a plaque on that wall for me.
Put a Band-Aid on it for you.
But the big news is, there's a wall outside of the Cavern that's got all these bricks on it, and they have all the names of all the famous bands, from the Beatles to everybody who's played there. And for the 20th anniversary, there he is right now.
If it's made you really dizzy, looking at the video go round and round and round.
You're on.
Then my job's being done. Okay, so
you're not on.
Wow. Fame is so fleeting, isn't it, Mark?
It is.
Wait.
Yeah. No.
That was just a taste of the band that was playing.
Yeah, that was 3 seconds just for.
Can you name that tune in 3 seconds, Mark?
No. I don't even know if David could hear us. This is part about being live from the Cavern, is that it's very loud. There's bands playing.
Yeah.
So he was able to put himself up there, and then he took himself back down. So
David cannot hear us, and neither can Vic Davalio.
Neither can
they have in common.
He's playing around right now. But what I was going to say is there's bricks outside the Cavern, all the famous people. And to honor International Pop Overthrow with their 20th year at the Cavern, David Bash now has his own brick. It says David Bash. I'm going to pop up a little picture here. It says David Bash IPO Festival, and that brick he's holding, it's a brick face, but it will go on the wall. I believe they're removing either the hollies up there above his head, or just to the right of Rena Head, it looks like it says Benny Balls Jazzman.
Benny Ball's going to be pissed, I'm telling you.
But we were just commenting, and maybe David will see this show and actually be able to hear us. But that's the only picture we've got, really. And there's no video. There's nothing that shows us where the brick is. David is such a tease, I know, Tim. But we're waiting for more, more video confirmation of everything, so it looks cool. But as it is, that's what we got.
I'm sure when when David is back and you guys do the next show, he'll have some video, or at least photos of the brick face after it's been installed and all that sort of thing. That's a pretty cool honor. I mean,
that's an awesome honor. He's put a lot of work in over 20 years at the Cavern. And early on, it was the Cavern, and across the street, the Cavern Pub. And then there was a little bar down the street called Lenin's. And then there was another one. There was the first couple of years, it was four places, 4 venues that he was coordinating. Now it's Cavern Club and Cavern Pub. They're right across the street. So I know sometimes Rena runs across and introduces the bands at the pub, and David hangs out in the club. So it's very cool.
I think earlier today he was interviewed by the BBC. He was a little late getting to the show.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool too, to be on the BBC and be able to talk about IPO and all the bands that are playing.
No, it's big. The BBC is everything over there in that country, from television to radio to all social media. It's all BBC. So that's pretty powerful. And from what we've been seeing of videos he's been posting, the crowds look like they're really good, packing the place. He will check in from time to time here. We will go live from the Cavern. So if you're interested, everybody stick around. David Bash from the Cavern will pop up sooner or later. But
and if you're not interested, Mark and I will entertain you.
Exactly.
In a variety of ways,
you can always,
some of which we really don't even know yet.
Tap dancing.
A little tap dancing, yeah.
Speaking of the
jazz
Cavern,
hands.
Jazz hands. Let me show you something. Last year we interviewed Kevin Hefner, who's the president of this company called the Historic Autograph and Card Company, because he's done a lot of really cool autographed baseball memorabilia and things. And he's got this new edition out now called the 2024 Prime Volume 2. And there's all kind of things you can get in this stuff. And I bought a couple boxes in the last week or so. And I got an actual historic DNA certified Paul McCartney lock of hair.
Where's the hair? I'm looking.
It's right. It's right here along the. See that white box?
Oh yeah.
The lock of Paul McCartney's hair. So now we're talking about the Cavern Club. We've got the Beatle author as our guest host, John Borack, and now there's a lock of Paul McCartney's hair. It's it's card number 3 of 4. There's 4 of them, and I've got one of them. So
that is really cool.
It is kind of cool, isn't it?
Very cool.
That is very cool. So, like, if I ever have to clone Paul McCartney, I can do it.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's David Bash live from the Cavern.
Live and dark.
Can't hear you.
Who's that drum beat though?
I think it might be too loud in there.
Yeah, it is too loud. We need to do this in between bands.
Go into the historic bathroom.
It's very loud and it's very dark.
Okay. We can barely hear you though.
It's sort of like a Black Sabbath record, Mark. Very loud and very dark.
Did you hear that? Oh, he just left.
No, all I heard was a drum beat, but you might not have heard my dad joke.
No,
I said that that was just like a Black Sabbath record, very loud and very dark.
Yeah.
David will be back with us though, probably.
He will.
In between bands, I think he's going to interview one of the acts, and that might be a better time to do this, as opposed to where there's a band on stage, unless he can somehow duck outside in front of the Cavern Club.
Yeah, we'll see what he's going to do. I mean, obviously, when you're right there in front of the stage, it's not that large of a room. It's and when you pack it with people and the band's playing loud, there's not much you can hear. But Yeah, hopefully he'll bounce around. But
So that's a cool card for sure.
yeah, if I ever have to clone Paul McCartney and recreate the Beatles in the future, I can. I got a lock of his hair right here. So
Well, like you and David, I used to collect baseball cards as well, and I have a bunch. And someone actually sent me this. It's not worth anything, but it's sentimental for me because it was my favorite player growing up. You can see that.
oh, Dick Allen.
Dick Allen, who should be in the Hall of Fame and is not.
Which is that's a sin.
Because if Jim Rice is in the Hall of Fame and Harold Baines is in the Hall of Fame, come on, Dick Allen. Anyway,
but we talked about that with David at one of the shows. Bored everybody to death. They all left. But I mean, and I had a hard time accepting it, but I had to. This Hall of Fame stuff, they really go generationally and in their time. And I honestly, it's just, I mean, there's problems with Dick Allen, obviously, that the Hall of Fame has with his attitude and other things. But, I think maybe sometimes they look at the era that he played in and they just don't think he's one of the tops of that era. And then they just kind of let it go, which is a shame because it's untrue.
Yeah, I would agree. And now the latest thing that's happened this week, which I'm sure you've heard as far as baseball goes, all the old Negro League statistics are now going to be part of the Major League stat history.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And now Cool Papa Bell is the all-time leader in hits, I think it is, that they just said, not Ty Cobb.
Yeah, and Josh Gibson is
Gibson.
Three different categories now. He's number one.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
But definitely, an era part of baseball that was really not spoken about too much until recently.
There it is. It's like seeing the Chippendales live.
Hometown, hand with Badfinger. That was perfection. Give it up one more time for Michael Roberts and his band. Great stuff. Yes, as he mentioned, they have lots of merchandise there, and definitely do buy it. We're going live to my podcast, Material Issues. So Swansea, make some noise. Come on. Awesome. I want to let you know about something we have at the merchandise table. You might want this. This is our 20th anniversary International Pop Overthrow t-shirt. We're celebrating 20 years of doing this festival here at the Cavern Club and Cavern Club. Beautiful design in front, commemorating our 20th year here. And on the back are the names of all 114 acts from all around the world who are playing the festival. We have them at our merchandise stall.
I hope he
Michael
remembers
Roberts
I get a 2XL.
on there. So if you buy one, you can have Michael Roberts on your body. That's right. How about that? All right. Thanks so much for being here. You are at the International Pop Overthrow Festival, and we've got lots more for you. Coming up next is a band who has come all the way across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean, to bring their power pop. Up next, Speed Fossil. Stick around. Thank you. Can you hear me?
That was
Yes,
excellent.
you can.
That was excellent.
You can hear me? All right.
Yep.
I can hear you.
That was a lot
Did
of
you hear
fun.
Swansea?
Yeah.
Excellent job.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much.
I believe we will have Michael Roberts here in just a moment.
Yes.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, it's David Bash live from the Cavern Club, IPO Liverpool, as it says below his name, Liverpool Wall of Famer. So how was the ceremony,
crazy, right?
David? How was the ceremony?
Ceremony was a lot of fun. We had a good amount of people there, and I just felt honored, like Jeffrey Foskett.
Nice. Will there be? John and I were asking. Did anybody video this on their phone?
Yeah,
Will we have some in the future?
I don't know why I'm not hearing you, but you're hearing me okay?
Yep.
All right. This must be the phones are being weird. I don't know.
I'll just write down my questions.
I know sign language.
Hold on.
Peace and that's all I know. Sorry, Dave. Oh, it gets dark at the Cavern Club.
Yeah, I don't know why.
2X.
I don't know why it's not coming through. Let's get Michael Roberts on. He just played an amazing set. He and his band came from Swansea, home of Badfinger as well.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hey, Michael.
So you said you played IPO for 7 straight years. Why do you keep coming back?
I don't know. I don't know. Because I love it.
No.
I love it. No, I love it.
Yeah, and we love Michael as well. During COVID, Michael he did a DJ thing on Facebook where he went live and people could tune in and make comments, and he would play some amazing stuff. A lot of stuff that was big in the UK, but not necessarily in the US. And he was amazed because I was feeding him trivia about these UK songs. He couldn't believe that some American knew any of this stuff. I mean, he knows his shit too, for sure. He played a lot of great stuff, but his biggest talent is as a singer-songwriter. I mean, his songs, every one of them is just filled with hooks and his amazingly strong voice, and should be on the radio.
Wonderful. Yeah, great stuff.
Oh, David's going to bring us back either LPs or CDs, I'm assuming, right, Mark?
Yeah, he's going to the whole merch table will be one for each of us just because we're doing this. So, hope his credit card can handle it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to hear you.
It's okay. Carry on. You carry on. Go.
I'll carry on till tomorrow, as Badfinger said.
Well, yeah, carry on that. Okay.
Well, anyway, we really appreciate you coming up here and of course bringing the crowd from Swansea.
Thank you.
Really awesome.
And I appreciate you asking.
And as I've said many times, if you ever want to play IPO in the States,
I do.
Well, let's make that happen. I mean, seriously, come to California.
Do LA one.
Do the LA one next year. I would love that.
Let's do it.
Nice.
We put it in plan. We put it in motion.
All right, awesome.
Well, great.
All right, great. So we're going to let's see what's going on stage right now. I think Speed Fossil is setting up. And I'm going to try one more time to get my headphones to work.
We dig Speed Fossil.
We dig Speed Fossil.
Let me see here. I'm going to put them back in their...
Whatever fuels you, man.
Take them out. Maybe that's the problem.
He should be wearing his Fossil watch.
Yes.
He didn't mention what IPO watch he's wearing.
I bet his bones are getting tired.
Now I hear you.
Now you hear us. When we bring up some jokes, you hear us now.
I'm sure you've been making a lot of jokes at my expense.
No,
none at your expense.
But that's because you love me, right?
This is Wall of Famer.
Well, you know what? Here's the funny thing. The brick is not up there yet. So I'm only inducted.
Do you know where it's going to be position-wise?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no, I don't. There are a few empty spaces. There's some like right on the bottom of one of the walls, which would be fine with me actually, because the other alternative is probably way up there where you'd never be able to see the name. So I have no idea where it's going to be. I'm hoping that it's at least at a place where it's visible.
Yeah. Will it be up before you leave? Do you know?
Well, I thought it was going to be up today, but John Keats, the director at the Cavern, got ill, not badly ill, fortunately, but until he's better, I guess he's putting it up himself or something. I don't know. But obviously, I really want it to be up there before I leave, and I think it will be. And again, they're working on a video. The first part of the induction was sitting on the just sitting in the back of the Cavern Club, asking me questions, me and Rena. And then we went out to the stage of the Cavern Club, and that's when he did the presentation of the brick and the whole thing, and asked me a few more questions. Then we went outside in front of the wall, where he did a very brief presentation of me and the brick. So that's all going to be edited into a video, and hopefully we'll have it in a few days.
That's also the title of the new sitcom starring David Bash, Me and the Brick.
No, that's
I'm
great.
definitely thick as a brick.
Can you possibly talk to him about a plaque back on the wall by the bathroom for me?
I will. Actually, when Speed Fossil starts, I'll take everyone on a little tour. I'm not sure how well you'll hear me, but we'll do what we can.
Well, if you see me going like this, that means just keep doing what you're doing because you're not hearing us. All right?
I'll probably hear you. You may not. You may have a harder time hearing me.
When the bands start to play, David, it's really difficult to really discern anything. It's really loud.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm sure it is.
But it's great. Yeah, we're talking about.
Let's see. I could wait until they're done, but then I'd want to interview them too. So.
Yeah, take us out front and show us the cavern.
All right. Well, then I'll have to do it when they're playing, probably.
Okay.
But
I was showing John that I got my Paul McCartney DNA card in today with the lock of his hair on it. So that's my Beatles reference for today with the Cavern Club.
That's great. Speaking of Paul McCartney,
is he there?
PR person that I know, her name's Rhonda. I think she goes by Rhonda Whiplash because that's the name of her company. She knows James McCartney. She says she's friends with him, and she's going to try to get him to come down. Probably not to play, but at least to come and see it, which would be
We'd
nice.
love to have him on Material Issues.
Well, if she's able to have him come down, maybe we could arrange that. But apparently, he's just really kind of a shy person. And
that's why he'd be great for our show. Shy people and us, we pull it
No,
out.
I know, but he's not comfortable with crowds, which is why he may not come down to IPO.
Well, so just tell her we'll have him live on Material Issues one time. That'd be great.
Well, that's true. That's a good point. Even if he doesn't come down, he might be willing to do that.
That'd be awesome.
Actually, I liked his record from probably 2014. I thought it was really good. I
like the song he released earlier this year that he did with Sean Lennon.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really nice tune, I thought.
Yeah, that was really good. I liked it. But it's great. So we're just kind of hanging out and talking, David. So you let us know what you got going on there. The
all right. Well, let's see what Speed Fossil's up to. Looks like they're not quite ready yet. So.
Yeah,
they're actually a lack of Speed Fossil.
You guys just waiting till 10 till.
I know we're gonna.
Yeah, you know what? We might as well start. We got 2 extra minutes.
I know we're gonna dig it. It's good.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna be great. Yeah.
Well, the sets are 30 minutes. How much till we start? Yeah. Like 2 minutes. Why, do you need to pee or something?
No, I want to get a beer, but I'll be fine. I'm gonna grab
Live on Material Issues.
Live on Material Issues. Speed Fossil peeing. Yeah.
You don't see that on most podcasts.
No, you've never see that.
I would hope you'd never see it. It's bad enough hearing about it. I would hope you wouldn't have to see it.
Of course, if my brick is down on the bottom floor, on the bottom level, that means it's going to get peed on quite a bit.
Well, the Rolling Stones peed at a gas station, so you'd be in good company.
Well, their brick's a little higher, so I don't think anyone's peed
That's
on
the
it.
video I want to see.
Well, again, we'll see where it goes. I have no idea.
It's still awesome, though. It's fantastic. What an honor.
Well, it really is. It's beyond anything I would have expected.
And that'll be up at least
you
until
guys
the end of the
come
world.
out?
Yeah, Karen's not ready already.
All right, yeah, come on out then.
Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen.
Speed Fossil.
Speed Fossil.
Where's Speed Fossil from?
Boston.
Boston.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Massachusetts.
Another U.S. band at IPO Liverpool at the Cavern Club. If you're just tuning in, this is David Bash live from the Cavern Club, Liverpool, England, the famous underground venue which is adjacent to the place the Beatles started. But it's still the same guy.
He's going to introduce them any moment now.
Band from Boston, Massachusetts, Speed Fossil. He's got a little hair right there, see?
It's not the most flattering angle, I'm just saying.
Most people don't get this angle with David, you know.
Not intentionally, no.
Can we mess up? Can we mess up in his earphones? His introduction.
All right, thank you all very much for sticking around with us. This is day number 4 of International Pop Overthrow, our 20th year at the Cavern Club and the Cavern Club. Thank you. It's really amazing. When we were here our first year, I really wasn't sure we'd be invited back, but they invited us back 19 times since then. And we're always honored. Just to be a small part of the most famous club in the world's history is very humbling. We've got a couple more bands for you tonight, so please stick around and enjoy them. And I mentioned earlier, we have 114 bands from all around the world, and I really mean that, as this band will attest, because they have come a long way to play for you, all the way from Boston, Massachusetts, USA, everyone. Boston is another city in which we've done this festival for 20 plus years, and we love the pop scene there, and this band is definitely exemplars of that pop scene. They got the power pop thing really happening, and they're also really good people. How do I know? Because their CD, brand new, is absolutely free at our merchandise stall, so they want you to take them. But right now they're going to rock. Would you please give a huge welcome to Speed Fossil? I'm going to take a video of Speed Fossil, and then I'll come back on.
All right. Well, if you're just tuning in, that's David Bash live from International Pop Overthrow Liverpool at the Cavern Club. He's going to take us on a little tour